So your ancestors' brains learned a rule that had nothing to do with truth and everything to do with survival. When in doubt, side with the group. Being wrong with everyone else was safer than being right alone. That's the twist most people never expect. The comfort you feel in a crowd isn't really about the crowd protecting you from lions anymore. It's about your nervous system reading the crowd as evidence that you belong somewhere, that you haven't been cast out, that whatever happens next, you won't be facing it by yourself. Think about what actually happens in your body in a crowd. Your heart rate often slows in a busy space full of familiar feeling activity, even though logically, a crowd contains more unpredictable variables than an empty room. More strangers, more potential conflict, more chaos. And yet, you relax. Because your ancient threat detection system isn't running a modern risk assessment. It's running a much older one. Are there other humans near me who would notice and who would help if something happened? This explains something else you've probably felt, but never quite named. The specific unease of being the only person in an otherwise empty space. A parking garage at night, a long hallway, a train platform after the last commuter has gone home. Nothing has actually changed about the danger level of that space. Statistically, it might even be safer than the crowded version. But your body doesn't calculate statistics. It calculates witnesses, allies, backup. And there's a flip side to this ancient math that's worth sitting with. A crowd can also become the thing your ancestors feared. Anonymous, faceless numbers, no clear leader, no accountability, can trigger the opposite instinct. The fear of a mob rather than the comfort of a tribe. The difference often comes down to whether you feel recognized within the group or lost inside it. Recognition means you belong. Anonymity means you're just another body that could be sacrificed if things go wrong. Your nervous system, remarkably, can tell the difference between these two kinds of crowds in seconds, even if you can't consciously explain how you know. None of this means you're being irrational when you feel safer in a crowd, or unsettled when you're alone. You're running one of the oldest survival calculations a human body has ever performed, refined across millions of years by every ancestor who lived long enough to pass down the instinct. The ones who felt uneasy alone and sought the group tended to survive. The ones who didn't often didn't get the chance to have descendants at all. So the next time you walk into a crowded room and feel your shoulders drop without knowing why, you'll know what's actually happening. It isn't the noise. It isn't the energy. It's an ancient part of your brain doing the same calculation it has done since before language existed, counting the people around you and quietly deciding, for reasons deeper than logic, that you are no longer standing at the edge of the herd. You walked into a room full of strangers, and your body, older and wiser than you gave it credit for, already knew you weren't alone. You've done this 1,000 times without noticing. Walked into a crowded room and felt your shoulders drop. Stood in a packed train car and felt calmer than you did alone on the empty platform 10 minutes earlier. You tell yourself it's just comfort, just familiarity, just the ordinary hum of being around other people. But the real answer is far stranger. The safety you feel in a crowd isn't a modern convenience. It's an ancient calculation your body is running without asking your permission. Your nervous system is not counting people. It's counting odds. For most of human history, being alone was the most dangerous place a person could be. Not lonely in the emotional sense. Physically, literally alone, exposed on open ground, with nothing between you and whatever was hunting. A single human, unarmed, slower than most predators, weaker than most predators, had almost no chance in a one-on-one encounter with a lion or a hyena pack. But a group of humans standing together was a different problem entirely for any predator sizing up a meal. More eyes, more ears, more noise, more confusion about who to target first. Safety in numbers isn't a saying. It's math your ancestors' bodies did every single day, whether they understood it or not. The biologist W. D. Hamilton described this in what he called the selfish herd effect. In 1971, Hamilton modeled how animals in a group instinctively move toward the center of a crowd, not out of loyalty or affection, but because the edges are where predators strike first. Every individual is trying to put another body between itself and danger. Fish do it. Wildebeest do it. Humans do it, standing in an elevator, in a subway car, in a crowded lobby, without ever thinking about why they gravitated toward the middle of the pack instead of the doorway. You felt this and called it